All right, I call this press conference in lieu of the recent allegations and the nonsense of having the points for versus the record tie-breaking, the divisional record for the tie-breaking stat. I recall at the draft that this was made a rule, and nobody, except for Tough, who wasn't there, what else is new, had any problem with this stat being the tiebreaker. I had my speech prepared. It was right after Dave announced me as the commissioner. First thing I did was thank Dave. Second thing I did was announce my vice commish. The third thing I did was congratulate the division winners. And the fourth thing I did was announce to everybody if there was any changes that needed to be made, if anybody had concerns or opinions to voice, do so now. Joe had brought up the fact that division record should be the tiebreaker. I completely agree with it. We've been trying to do it for 2 years. We finally put it in place at the draft this year, back in September of 2015. Now, what I am going to announce is that we will leave it as points for, despite the fact we announced it at the draft. Joe, DeCapos, and the fast ones will not be in the playoffs for 2015. This is a sad day in the fantasy world. And I can prove that we did announce it at the draft. We only heard from a few people. Obviously, Jen wasn't there. Obviously, Tough wasn't there to hear it. Dave didn't hear it. Rich didn't hear it. Rich was sitting right next to me when I announced it. Big Rob, then Rich. Around the table was Joe. And what brings me to my proof is that I went and made a call to our champion, the Great White. I asked Tony, I said, Tony, honestly now, do you remember bringing up this particular topic? And Tony agreed. It was because he had questions of points for to begin with as well. And he remembers it fully to the extent that we brought it up, put it in play, and it was effective. Now, did we change it for the start of the season? Nah. Did it really matter? Honestly, no. We all knew. We all had our chance to voice their opinions, and it doesn't matter. As long as it's in place and the playoffs poll correctly, it is what it is. But because the bitch meter went through the roof yesterday, we will be putting points for back as the tie-breaking stat. This sad day will be commemorated by an asterisk for the 2015 world champion. Let this day show in the records for all of eternity that this championship was won due to circumstances marked by an asterisk. Stolen from the people and given to the undeserving. Unless Dave or Tough wins, I guess they're deserving of their championship. Nonetheless, it will have been beaten. They will have won by beating teams that weren't supposed to be in the playoffs. It's all like poker. There's a misdeal. You get 2 kings. Well, guess what? You're all bent out of shape because you had 2 kings on a misdeal. But, dude, it was never your cards to begin with. So shut up. The same thing happens here. You might have the record. You might have points. But the points was never the deciding factor this year. So the same rules apply. However, because we're all buddies, we're all friends, enjoy your playoffs. Marked by an asterisk. Next year at the draft, let it be told here and now, it will be division record. Also, I want to make it clear right here and now, at the draft next year, if you are unavailable to make your pick at the time of your turn, whether you're in the yard, whether you're in the car, whether you're in the crapper, whether you're straight up Tom Coleman's candy ass, the Wheel of Fantasy Misfortune will be picking your pick. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.